All right, guys, Happy New Year. And all right, so Happy New Year. On that day, your village coach is here. What's going on, guys? Are we eating the rice already? Yes. So I'm trying to maximize my mentee's presence because he needs to return back to his base. He came around to visit, so I need to maximize his presence to talk to my audience and those that are still thinking life is bed of roses or we need to have a godfather. You know, you can find your own godfather regardless. Okay. Um, yes, today is New Year. It doesn't change anything. We will still eat rice. It's just a continuation of life that we've lived in 2024. So don't look at this as, oh, I'm always coming to discuss this kind of stuff. I hope you can hear me. Jeff, you can hear me, right? I hope we can hear me. Oh, I don't want anybody to say they couldn't hear me. Simply Tech. Hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, just say hi. Okay, good. Thank you. So, um, where do I start from? Joe is here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. So Joe is here, and he's one of my mentees that I'm so close to. In fact, he has brought me a lot of blessings, and he has gone past being my mentee. He's more of a brother. Yes, thank you. He's more of a brother. And watching him grow and watching him strive, I believe anybody out there can as well. Anybody out there can as well. And I always keep this out there. You don't have to come to me, but I just want you to know that whatever or wherever you are, whatever you choose to do, it's your responsibility. It is your responsibility. Joseph is an Ikorodu boy. He's from the village in Lagos, just the way I'm from a village in Akwa Ibom. Now, he decided to look for something. He went to serve in my village in Akwa Ibom. That's function, high function. Now, he decided to look for growth after his bachelor's. And in the bit of looking for growth, he networked. In the bit of networking, he networked me on LinkedIn. And he met me at a time where I said, you know what, I'm going to take my coaching publicly, you know. So he was one of those people that I started coaching publicly after I've been doing it in private. So forget the fact that he was my mentee, but he brought a lot to the table. I was actually using him to fix some things, like when I was setting up my groups, when I was profiling how to start pricing, he was the one himself. And he didn't just come by himself. He also came inviting his best friend, Sheung. You guys know Sheung now. We brought Sheung alongside, you know. And both of them, they did a lot for me. I credit them all. That is why me too, I'll go all out to see to it that I also support them. So over the years, while Sheung was busy doing his own thing in Nigeria, you guys know Sheung a chairman in Nigeria, even though we know they agree, until he finally decided to join us in North America. Joseph had already come to North America. He secured his full funded scholarship. Now, Joseph will tell you that I don't want to talk to anybody except Fred. If Fred cannot figure it out, we'll go and look for it somewhere, you know. But gracefully, he went through all those processes. They were not easy. I will point him to it. At some point, even one exam he was not supposed to write, He said, Fred, if you support your boy, I said, which exam? He tell me, we paid for it. He wrote the exam. He boosted his opportunity. You know, as long as the thing is doable, all we need to do is to just brainstorm. The rest will be history. We will take care of it. He was ready to put in the work. I'm glad to tell you that he's 6 months away from finishing his PhD. He got his green card when he was just 2 years and 6 months in America. He has secured 2 six-figure jobs in this country already. He hasn't finished his PhD yet. You won't know. And if I call his age now, he's just turned 24. He's still very young. He just turned 24. He's phenomenal. He also, I'll tell you, there's something called delayed gratification. I hear him say it now always because I told him about that. He suspended all grooving. He focused on things that matters to his life. So now, the Gen Z Coaching Academy is the brain himself, and Seun, they are the brain behind it. They've gone through this process, like I always said. They know it. I started coaching him since when he was like 19. That was when he graduated from college. Himself and Seun, like almost 5 years ago. So the power of having a coach plays a significant role. Yes, we just spoke to one of our potential clients this morning, Uncle Bros from Funshaw. You know, he said something. He said, I wish I had someone to point me. Joe, I know your coach is a pain in the butt. He laughs.
A good pain.
A good pain, he said. So how have you survived with me?
I think probably backstory to even before even meeting you. Maybe that would help.
Okay, okay.
I think so first of all, thank you, Fred, for everything and the support throughout all the years. And I think just for letting anybody know whatever stage that you are in life, it's not too late, it's not too early. Remember, like while I was in high school, that was secondary school in Nigeria, things were really tough for myself and my parents, but somehow I scaled through, went to Obafemi University, graduating. That was like the COVID-19 hit, and I was like, okay, what's life right now? I kept on researching information, looking up LinkedIn, finding opportunities. Some people were saying scholarships, some people were saying jobs. But I knew that I didn't have like the right direction. But one thing I know is that there's somebody that is where you are already. So no matter the stage you want to get to, somebody has passed through it. So why try to live life with your own mistake? And that was when I networked with Fred on LinkedIn. Then we started communicating. I think one surprising thing was the first time he called me directly. He spoke for like maybe almost an hour or maybe 90 minutes. I was like, who is this kind of person that just calls somebody and talk to them? And I got a lot of value on that one conversation. And I was blown away, and I was like, you know what? It looks as though this is where, and like some maybe pastors will say, this is where the light is or the blessing is. So, and I just stick to it. So, but in all of those years, I think there's something called trust. That was something I kind of had for Fred. So there were a few things he said that was like, why would this person say? Does this make sense? Would I have to do this? And I was just like, you know what? People trust God that they don't see, right? And like they say, okay,
you are beginning to sound like a coach. They will come for you. So, I know the house.
So I said, like, okay, let me just trust this person, whatever he says I should do. It's not like he's telling me to go and kill somebody, right? It's not like something that is against like life principles or life standard. Some of those things will be difficult. I mean, I was asked to write GRE. After like I wrote the GRE, and I didn't get a very great score like I wanted. And he said I didn't need a GRE, but I said I wanted to write it because people get scholarship without writing GRE. From there, I had issues with. I was like, I needed to write TOEFL, but I don't have the money for it. And I spoke with Fred with one mouth of my tongue. That I was thinking he was going to say no. That he said, "Oh no, let's pay for it." I think it was that day we paid for it. I was again blown away, and from there, I think one thing I also applied for Education USA. But the thing was, before applying for education, I told Fred already that we have an interview. And that's one thing people have. When they see that they get one success, they will discard the person that is helping them. So because no matter how the achievement, there's more achievement. So if you know that this person helped you to get to this, I could have said, "Oh, I already got education USA. I don't need you again." That's because I came just for scholarship. Because that was the mindset I
That
had.
was the
I thought that
mindset
was all I
I
needed.
needed.
So, but I knew that okay, there's still more things I can need, but I don't even know what I needed. So we did. He prepped me for education USA scholarship. And one thing about Fred is he knows a lot about everything. And if there's one thing, he will point it to somebody. Fred is like that Google search for people. You just say, I know somebody that knows this thing. And
Know it more than me.
Yeah. So and some coaches will say, no, I know.
I want to do it.
You want to do it.
No, I
But
don't do
Fred
that.
has an idea about it. He doesn't when he doesn't know. He will just okay, let's find an expert, right? But
Yes.
the major things he will guide you.
To guide you.
And all of that.
To make sure that the expert is doing what he's supposed to do.
And even add more to what the expert has done. Where some people will now make mistake, they will introduce you to somebody. You will not leave the person that introduced you. Now find another person. That's adultery for me.
Joe, it looks like you are getting worse than me. You go do like say you do the talk. Your own not the worst.
So because
IB can say you get question. Oh yeah, drop your question, IB. IB, you want to come live.
So that's the thing, right? Yeah. Maybe somebody introduce somebody, not like, oh, you can't meet the new person, even though you feel like that person has some knowledge, right? People that Fred introduced me to, after the conversation, I don't even to follow up with them. Not because I don't see the album, but I'm like, if I want to ask you a question, I'll first of all ask Fred. And before I'll reach out to this person. And on and on, I go here and next thing Fred was like, you have to be, even before I got here, I was like thinking about I should be thinking about my green card. And I'm like, I've not even drank water to this PhD, this stress. Let me focus on the PhD. And he said, no, you have to start from day one.
No, I did not tell you that one first. I first tell you to get girlfriend.
Yeah. We spoke about that. This is life, so I want to keep my
I tell my brother, I tell my boy, I say you need to have a girlfriend. He said, he looked me like, what is wrong with this man? I said, no, the girlfriend is not for you to do what is in your head. It's one, for exposure. Two, to understand opposite sex. And then I can tell you that there are things that the opposite sex will do for you if you follow this principle. Like I said, I know he's not going to want to talk about that, but these are things that are very hard. Fast forward after one semester, there were things that literally I would not be able to have done it for him from a distance from Connecticut at the time.
Yeah.
He was that friend at that time that came through for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good. So, but even though the relationship didn't go that, to where it was supposed to go, but it was a healthy relationship. He's a very responsible. Don't think what you're thinking. Because you hear girlfriend doesn't mean what is in your head. Don't go there. Okay. So, but he wasn't in his agenda. He's one person that he's focused on career and career. I said, no. The reason is this. Whatever you suspend at a given time, he will always wait for you. Now that he has settled himself, he's running up his PhD, he has stuff going on. And is he not still going to look for a babe now? He's still going to look for a babe now. But this is when he would have been starting. But he has gotten some experience as he was coming. Made some mistakes here and there and learn. I wasn't going to teach him those mistakes now. I could only guide him and say, okay, don't do this. This is what this person means. As you talk this one, this is what you should be expecting. So you cannot ignore one aspect of your life. He's going to wait for you. You no go marry me. After you walk. So you no go understand woman before you say you won't go marry one. So, and I tell her, say, they can't do bachelor's. You're coming to do PhD. So you are mature to manage this side by side.
Yeah.
And share your time as you go. That was one of the first things I told him to do. He was looking at me like, Fred is crazy. But guess what? He still went ahead. One day, that was when he told me this statement. He said, if it's too hard, I know say Fred will always come and help me. I looked at him, I said, you think I'll come and help you inside your marriage? No, I don't go come and help you with your wife. Now you go use your hand, choose her. That experience, nobody can help you to have it. You can't. And while in school, the best place to build that relationship is even when you are inside of the school with the person. So he gave it a shot. It just did not work out as expected. He said, Fred, oh yeah, let's be going to where we are going. Anyways, he has always been more focused on his career and all that. All right.
Yeah.
So I now told you about green card.
Yeah. Like,
And green card be like, say, Fred, what did they talk about green card? I
Yeah.
came to do PhD. You're telling me about green card, right?
Mhm.
But now you know now that green
Yeah.
card is more important than
Yeah, because time flies. That's right. That's the funny
Yeah.
thing, and you can really be overwhelmed with the PhD. I have friends that will say, "Oh, let's do all these things." They say, "Ah, I'm stressed out. I have PhD and all of that. I have work." So I mean, because Fred kept reminding me. So what I just did was I was intentional and I worked backwards. So I was intentional about the opportunities I was getting, the things I was saying yes to, like just that added effort, going from conference to conference. It wasn't that easy, but sometimes I don't like flying, but all those conferences you have to fly. So
and you also took the journal review.
yeah, journal
Yes,
review. I had
reviews.
to even be asking people, is there any work or whatever? And they're like, oh yeah, give me. And one thing about the when you are putting your work, there's a way whereby opportunities will be coming your way if you are like on the lookout for something. Because if your eyes is opened, um, if your eyes is open, like there's a way like you see something clearly. Because if you are so focused, or this is something I'm looking for, your eyes will be able to point it easy, like you just looking at the crowd or whatever. So I think that was one of the things that helped me and all of that. So getting those opportunities, I was building my profile step by step, and when people were complaining, sure, I wasn't doing all of those. And when it was time to apply for the whole green card application, even when I had figured out the information myself, I still
Okay.
told Fred, I was
So
like, Fred,
let
us do this.
let me still add some concept to this. So when I first told him about the NIW while he was in Nigeria, so we had a coach, a career coach in our community, which I had to ask him to talk about it extensively because that was how he got his green card. So we did that. We had the recording. So one thing I have noted about young people, then he was young, he was 20, just like Sheung. If you tell them one thing the first time, they will be looking at, it's not like they didn't hear you, but it will be like, say, you are asking them too much, to do too much. Why are you asking me to do this? Why do I need this? I don't need this now, me.
No, but I'll tell Fred to explain again.
Explain again. So me, I left him. So boy, after he now, we don't establish, say, he dey come America. I tell him again, I say, Joe, green card, NIW, NIW. Is he no go tell me say he no here? She won't go first time. He say, I'm afraid, but I'm doing well now. Why are you bothering me with this? But for some reason, he was hearing. So when he landed in the US, I still told him again, your green card, the requirement starts from day one. So apparently he went to look at it, or maybe he did not, because me, I didn't worry about him with that. I was worried about, like I said, I told him, get a female friend, whether you call it her girlfriend or so, get a female friend. Learn, understand a woman. All the are very important. So what now happened was he flew to my house. He came to my house to see me in Connecticut. That was when I told him again. I said, Joe, green card though. If you finish this PhD, you dey go back Nigeria because of one or two. I no wan hear story. Green card though. E be like say na that time the thing sink inside my friend or my brother head. So you got to look into that green card thing. So now you can only start gathering those requirements when you know what they are.
Yeah.
Yes, now that's when you know how to,
And then if you don't know, you go even they make sure you say you keep the
evidences of
they take the pictures, they collect the certificates. Because
certificates.
if you don't know, you go just collect something.
Collect something that you don't even know, or sometimes you were supposed to collect the certificate, you just ignore it and you will not follow.
Or if they ask you come do this, you say, "Oh no, I don't want to."
I don't want to.
But
do
you
it.
since already know, like, oh, this is one thing. Let
One
me
thing.
jump on it.
So that's why I said, when it comes to my mentees like Joseph, it's hard for me to say I cannot support or put my hands on his application or his documentation because he had been gathering them over a period of time. I remember those times we just sent me a message, Fred, I'll be going on a conference in Chicago and I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. That's what he was spending his time, his holidays, because they were evidence for the green card. So again, most of the things I will ask you to do is not pleasant. It's not pleasant. He's not the place. And like you said, he has a lot of friends. Recently, he was telling me how his friends, when he was telling them about this stuff, this is something he's getting from someone who is charging money to talk to people about, and he's telling his friends for free. You see the same concept I'm telling you, not taking it serious, right?
Yeah.
I think you said they had asked you, go and get it first. Let's see.
That's what people they'll say you first do it.
And but after you now collected it,
work.
And after you collected it, what happened?
They still would probably not believe. And after they would not say, oh, and even still now, people are very funny. They still say, I'm like, I still remind them, oh, I've used, oh, I will. Okay. And I think it's the fact that, remember the last holiday, even I was here, I hardly even played with the girls. I was just on my laptop.
We were here together now.
And in fact, for this house, I had to book meeting with Fred. Because I was like, let's book time.
Yes, book time.
Like, because I knew he was a very busy person. But I couldn't say, and that's one thing about people. They will say, this person is busy. They don't have my time. They will say no. Have you asked them?
Ask them.
So I asked and I knew, okay, please, and I wasn't coming with the mindset of entitlement. I was like, please, Fred, blah, blah, blah.
We schedule time, we inside this house, we schedule time, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Together, we look at it together. We say, no, don't remove this, add this. We say, no, don't write it this way. And eventually, I think I just kind of learned the way Fred writes, and I kind of catched up and was like, oh, this is.
Because you have to tell a story. You have to tell a story. And then give a touch of an American.
But remember that my SOP where I don't frustrate. Fred asked me to review. I said, you know what, Fred, I'm tired. This one, now you go review this one. As though he's the one applying for the scholarship and all.
So I asked my boy to go and draft SOP, right? Was it SOP or it was reference?
The person was here for like the scholarship.
Yes, okay. So Joe wrote it the first time. I said, Joe, this one a Nigerian writing or they did not fly. He go write them again. He bring and come. They did not fly. That was when he was in Nigeria. So after the third one, he said, friend, I'm tired. I don't know what to write again. Like I said, you that want to build young people, be ready to put in the work. So I had to sit down to put my hands on it and crop it out very well to make sense, Again, it delights me to do stuff like that. Because I went through hell doesn't mean another person should go through. But he had learned the writing. So, but the interesting part is after he now did GRE, GRE is hard.
Yeah.
But people are passing it now.
Yeah.
He now understood when I said, you are writing like a Nigerian.
Nigerians don't teach you how to write.
Nigerians don't teach you how to write.
They don't do a lot of writing. Just lacram, lapor.
Yeah. And then in America, you need to put some vocabularies.
You have to write conjunction. It has to make sense because the way we speak is different from the way you should write.
Yes.
So and people don't know the differences in Nigeria. It's the way they are talking, that's the way they are also writing.
Right.
And you should not write that way.
So by the time he was now writing for his green card, requirements, he has gone far, like he already gotten a significant structure of sentence structuring in America and how things is supposed to be. So me sitting down with him was an easy ride. It's probably like putting where T suppose now PhD candidate Neil. So less work. But again, the work started from the very get-go, So something I want you to take away from that last part of this conversation is this. When people share knowledge with you, don't undermine them. Especially when it's something you want, something you desire. But because it seems not resonating with your subconscious mind, and you will just commonize it now.
Yeah.
When you now see the person has moved forward, has succeeded in that thing, you begin to feel bad and you begin to find excuses. So that's what happened to him with his PhD, with his green card. A lot of his friends, in fact, some people that came to the US with him under my tutelage, they don't have green card. They were aware when he was processing his own. There were a couple of them, they were like 4 or 5 of you, right?
Yeah.
I think 2 of you have gotten, 3 of you.
Yeah,
Demola. Yeah. Okay. Demola 2 have gotten. Demola 2 is the same thing like him. Demola is time to move. You need this thing. But Joe, why is it like that?
I think like sometimes myself I'm worried about how people think or it makes us look as we are the odd person or maybe
but like say you too. Your own is a shorter time. You push back a little bit before
Yeah, I
you.
know. So I think what me I do is if I hear something,
Eh,
I would, if like it doesn't, because most time you've lived a longer time hearing the opposite, or you just heard something for the first time. So what I try to do is I kind of like process it, then I'll come back again, ask questions. Maybe there's a way you say it differently, and another time I can do some Google search and say, this person, they guide me before, he get good track record. So even though it doesn't make sense at that point, I will still start. Sometimes it will be halfway that I will now understand. But some people, they want to understand everything before they start. By that time has gone.
Time has gone.
So you don't have all the time in the world. And Nigerian go say, for Yoruba say, are you fair? It means time no big.
Yes, time no
So
big.
you have to, like, anything you have to do it on time. And one thing I learned that the best time to get something done is not when you desperately need it. Because that time it would help you be able to sieve out option, or also be able to, like, it's the same with the job application, right? So
let's not talk about that job application first. Let's talk about that green card.
Okay.
Again, we have spoken about this before. I think we always feel overwhelmed at some point, especially if we have a lot at hand. But you have to put up your priorities straight. And there are some of those things that you want to do. They don't need instant attention. Like that green card now, when you start your PhD or your master's, you don't want it immediately. It's going to come in front 2 years from the first day that you started. But you need to gather the requirements little by little, because when you become desperate, it's going to be overwhelming. So your ability to set your priorities straight, which is also time management that I also taught him before he left Nigeria, on how to manage your time and your priorities, because you need to set them up. There are things you do little by little. It might take up to 2 years before it becomes priority, but the things that you needed to do them has already been prepared. So the priorities might actually be there, but there are other things that needs to be. So it is time to move. I'm glad to be under your guidance. Oh, okay, function. So, but Joe, I need you to talk to this audience. The downside of waiting to graduate first before you start that NIW or EB1.
No, so I think there's like a whole lot of downside that, first of all, is like that can affect you mentally. When you are on a non-immigrant visa for F1 or B1, any visiting visa, meaning that you are here to, the agreement when you went to the embassy was, I want to stay here temporarily, and I want to graduate, and I want to leave by the time I'm done. But after staying here for a while and you lived comfort life, there's light, there's no internet issue. It's not like you are one.
Joe, stop disgracing my country. What do you mean? We have internet in Nigeria.
Okay, they have the Fugees of Nigeria. But after you've gotten to a certain level of comfort, you start to see reason why you might want to, like, probably stay. And the funny thing is, even when I first arrived here, I kind of hated America. But after like a while, I kind of got into the system. But going back to the question is, if you wait until graduation, if you are doing a non-STEM program, you only have 1 year of OPT. What that means is that you're only allowed to work in the United States within a year. There's a clause to that. Within a year. So that within a year means a lot of things can change within that 1 year. So within that 1 year, so what it says is that by the time you graduate, let's say you graduate in May, and they approve your OPT, you have 90 days in the United States to get a job. However, you might think, America is a very developed nation, unemployment rate is very low, but it's not as easy as getting a job like that, especially if you don't even have like an American experience. You don't know how to do your CV well. There's the way you talk during the interview here. It's not like the way you talk when you're in Nigeria. First of all, there are also some companies that don't want people who don't have like a legal residence, because they have to potentially file for you, and that's more money on the company.
Yes,
and
to be able to get that work
some of
authorization.
those things are also even lottery based. So the company don't want to invest when they have somebody who has all the authorization. So it's just thinking about you. Like, if you're an employer, you want to look for somebody who has everything right
already.
So your chances of getting a job are quite slim compared
within that 90 days.
Within that 90 days.
And also that job must be peculiar to what you studied in college. You can't just get a McDonald's job.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand?
So there's a whole lot of
clause.
So within that 90 days, and imagine doing an interview, and also when you close a job, it's not like you can just do interview today and
then you resume tomorrow.
So that 90 days, if you elapse and you don't get a job,
Go back.
buy home. And if you stay after you break any rule, you've spoiled your future immigration.
And if you
opportunity.
stay and you
Go out of status.
go out of status, the only thing that can help you is to marry somebody.
Marry a citizen.
Marry a citizen.
You have to even be a citizen.
Do you understand? So these are so many.
And you end up probably marrying
somebody that is toxic and giving you a whole lot of wahala that you did not bargain for. And then when you now have to marry somebody because he's going to give you papers, and then he's not your kind of person that ideally on a good day he's not supposed to climb you, or you're not supposed to climb him, but because of that's like God of survivor, you are left at the hands of some ridiculous
person. So yeah, and even after that, let's say you even got that job within 90 days, you have 1 year to work. Within that 1 year, you can apply for H1B. That H1B is like people where they play Bet Naija. Let's say they put your immigration for Bet Naija. So meaning you apply, your company has first of all file for you. The job you have to get has to be a job that can file for you. Not every job can even file for you. So then they will now apply to this.
Emphasize, the company must be qualified
and
to file for you.
Not all companies are
qualified. That is one. They should be willing to now file for you for H1B.
After they now file for you and they pay all the fees, USIS will now do a lottery based and select only few persons
in that particular either category or batch or that season. So I think there's a particular time, one time a year. Are you guys hearing?
One time a year.
So you can see all these clauses and conditions.
If you are a STEM program, then you have the opportunity to enter the lottery 3 times. That is, you can get your OPT additional 2 years. So if you now even get that, you get the H1B. Then later on, you now still have to transition from H1B again to green card. It's another ordeal again. So in all of those things, there are factors that you cannot control. So
that's not a factor that what God cannot do does not exist can control. That is not something that your village people cannot control. Those are not the factors that you.
That's the same people will still have to always go back to
school. Keep going back to school and all that. Good. Now, if I knew all this, so I have always known all this. That is why, if you look back now, wasn't it the best thing to tell you? Say, Joe.
Yeah, it was.
Start this thing from day one. Add it up as your extra cost as you are gathering your.
And the funny thing is that if you start early, these processes are way easier than all these ones. Because you will get it, you're just right. It's like you're presenting.
He got his green card. I'll tell you guys this. He did not collect his master's yet. Yesterday, he was still telling me that, Fred, if it was some lawyers, they will not allow me to do this. I said they won't because they are not street. They are lawyers now. They want to keep their profile. We are street. We know how these things work. We know as a 7. How are you? We know how these things work. Why would I want to allow you when I know what is in your head? When I know what you are doing? When I know what you are bringing to the table for American government? It's something I have done before. So I know you are overqualified. We are not paying no lawyer. Lawyers should go and hang themselves because some people want to profile you first before they will proceed to say, okay, we want to take on your case. They want to see you have masters or some. You must have PhD before they start. He did not even have his masters in his hands. He had credits that were good enough to give him masters. But no, they didn't give him the masters. He just got his masters this December. But he's already a PhD candidate to graduate by May next year. So, but he gathered all these things. The evidence is he plenty. How many pages were there altogether?
About 600 pages.
600 pages.
Together.
Do you see that?
But the petition itself was 30 or 40.
Yes, the petition itself was 30 pages. Now me review
so every exhibit are the evidence.
Evidences.
Not your
references, your credentials, your evidence of your
things you've read,
and printed online, supporting your good. So you see why it takes you time to gather them. So if you are in a desperate move that you're already in a removal process, either you didn't get a job within the 90 days, or your H1B was not approved and then you lose a job, and then you want to start gathering 600 and something pages. Joe, how did they do that?
Maybe made up.
Okay, so again, that's why I am always coming here blunt. If you know you are not ready to put in the work,
time is not something that you can redeem. It's something that you have to like you have, I think one thing I've learned from Fred is you have to be forward thinking
Of course,
every
yeah.
time. Like if now you don't, I sometimes I'm like, let us drink water. I think I was still we were still talking recently
Mm,
about like job, and it was like
mm.
now the goal is to do another. I'm like, I'm like, never even celebrate this one. So, and I'm sure if I do that one again, Fred will be saying another thing. So
Wait,
I don't.
my my people, listen, no, more than reason this thing. My boy is a data scientist, right? He works remotely, right? And he still have school, oh. He dey do his school work, oh. You understand? What does he do? You know they go fellowship. He dey do in God for inside of the house. He probably go to church on Sunday and that's it. So what does he do with all his time? He has mama to take care of. He has papa to take care of at some point, right? So what I'm thinking in my head, this is not where you're going to stop. 120, 130,000 is just some change now that you're single, right? I mean, it's not a bad deal if you have two of those. That's number one. Number two, I don't want you to be far away from how to take interviews,
Yeah.
how to wow
Recruiters.
recruiters and hiring managers. I don't want you to be far away from it. That's why when I do interviews and I record it and I share it in my community, they were like, Fred, now you be the interviewer. No, because I don't want to be far from taking interviews in the field that I am very good at and I want to stay relevant for the longest time.
Mhm.
So, like you said, when he told me, and all of a sudden, we just talk finish show. Now where they said I'm interview for one job. He looked me. I said, Joe, take that interview, me. If I inside that interview, you just show me something when I don't know. But what I didn't tell you is that Joe, you know, say you the type. You know they look screen, but me, I said they look before you say Jack Robinson, Joe don't type finish. And the way he set up his keyboard, you know they hear anything when the keyboard they talk. It be like saying they talk to me. And when Joe is typing, he dey look screen, they write code, he dey go. He dey show me something when he do for ChatGPT. He say, Fred, this is how you do it. The thing just gave me, I forgot to tell him, I said, Joe, sure you know say you dey type. You know they look keyboard. Me, I see they look keyboard before I go type finish. So what am I saying? He showed me something because I said, go ahead and take that interview. If I said that job now, they won't give him that job again. So now, getting your green card, how did he propel to securing 6-figure job that you are even turning down, Joe? Because you don't turn down 6-figure job. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, most recruiters, when they even call you, most jobs sometimes when I started to look for job application, most of the jobs I was seeing, they will say at this time we are unable to sponsor, and my heart to just break for people that don't have.
Let's even not jump there. Before we started this whole process, what did you do? I'll share some of the stuff that they did. Right? Not even the CV review. So Joe had to engage in searching for internships. These internships were not school-based. This internship was personal internship that we had to work on. And I've told you guys before on this channel, when you're searching for internship in America, it's 1-page resume, right, Joe?
Yeah, true.
Good. Now, we had to cook that resume too, guys. The resume has to be cooked. Take it or you leave it. If you are born again, don't come to me. Stay in your space. So Joe is born again, but we had to be born again a little bit. How many internships did you have? Did you turn down some?
Yeah, I think I turned about 3 internships. So
good. He had enough internship, and that's because
I remember one love letter that we composed together. Recruiters, they even had to even call my department so that they would
be sure
me to like maybe I should accept it. I did accepted another one.
So, and the secret about it was starting on time, prepping your resume on time, and beginning to practice on how to take the way we take interview for America is different too.
I also think like Nigerians, like most of our things are like rush. People think for like Nigeria now, like if you want to apply for jobs, like now America has like dates for things. Like if you want to resume an internship in August, by December of that,
everything's supposed to
on May. Suppose not December is supposed not the apply. So don't be say you could just pick up February, March, make a push application. They already selected you because they budget for the year. They plan things. So you have to know those hotspot period of applications. Even for the scholarship for the jobs, for everything. So there's a timing for it. And if you don't now prepare
before that time.
or you know that time pass you by, you have to wait another time.
So Joe had internship that he did during his the first year, second year, and we had options to play around with because we had to factor all these timelines together. Again, being my mentee can be very challenging and very difficult because I will prompt you on these things. I'm not going to come whoop you. It's your choice to set your priorities straight and know what to channel your energy into. I will prompt you. I will point you to those things. He did them. Now, it was time for him to say, after he collected the green card, he now told me something. He said, Fred, can I start applying for jobs? I said, is that a question? We are applying for jobs. You don't need that degree again. Now that green card will need. That was it. So when he now, I said, so what resume are you using? He started sending me that his resume that he used before. I'm like, Joe, you know they use 1 page resume, take apply for 6-figure job. They look me say, but how we go do the experience? I say, forget the experience. No worry. No worry. The ancestors will take care of the experience. That was how we worked on the resume again, right? And the resume was how many pages?
That's so.
Okay, waiting there inside there now they got to know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you started hitting
the
interview. I mean, applying for the jobs, right?
But and I kind of one of the things I did was I went to watch all Fred's interviews. Recording to know how he was responding, how you respond to them, and all of that. So
I had to add Joe to my big community where I put only 6-figure people. So he comes to attend that meeting. He's the youngest inside there. Joe will come. Joe will not take us into you. He will say, no, Fred, my house is with you in private. I said, that's fine. But he took a bold step to be taking hot interviews out there. He closed on the first one. Yes, he closed on the first one. He closed on the second one. He's on the third one now.
And I think one of the issues with people is when you ask them to do things, sometimes they will take forever to get back to you. If I tell me something now, tomorrow I don't get back, I don't say this is it.
And me, I will respond back to him immediately. Because by the time we were working on that resume, as it was sending to me, I was sending it back to him. And then we had to catch up again. I said, Joe, this. And there is something about him. I also want to point this out to everyone. When you show Joe A, Joe will not just sit in that A. He will go as far as finding how D looks like, possibly the shadow of F. He would have known B, C, join with that one. Can't tell you about how D looks like and the shadow of F, if not Z, he can't tell you. After he got the concept of that resume, he went to create an online portfolio because he writes SQL, he does Python, he does R, he does JavaScript, he does all those stuffs as a data scientist. Remember, he's a PhD student in that space, so he gets to know all those going on there. So he created that portfolio he sent to me. When I looked at it, it was a wow. I show you small, you don't come kill me now. You don't want to come kill me finish. What you want to make I do now? But I give it to him. So he added to his portfolio. He added to his value. He has turned down a couple of those 6-figure jobs. And because, see now, with the green card, he decides, he chose, he selects.
Even with my PhD now, I know they fear any professor again. Now, which I want to do, I go do. So that's the thing. Give you peace of mind. You'll be thinking like American citizen. And now I don't jump all around for conferences again.
No, you just jump around conferences again. And now he's not dating you because you want to give him green card. He doesn't need your green card. He dates you on his terms. As a matter of fact, Joe must date up. I don't tell him. He dates up. He doesn't date down. Forget that thing. He dates up. Up. When I mean up, I mean up. You bring something to the table. You have to bring something to the table. Put your career straight. We cannot be encouraging our Nigerian or African women to be dating up while the men are dating down. There are so many women who has a lot to bring to the table and they are still homely, still wifely, still very responsible. Y'all hear me? So my son dates up. So bring something to the table. got your career together, okay? So that money cancel money. You understand? Money cancels money. So we know that we want to find who loves where love exists between two of us. Those are the kind of conversation that we are. Neostic, this is New Year. This is 2025. This is 2025. Give yourself a break. People should not be head in your mouth. Neostic. So, Joe, I'm always very proud of you. So, what would you say in all this? I didn't hear you say any of them were easy. Which one among all the things I asked you to do were easy or was easy?
I think like it's not about easy. I think what I just think more. I don't think easy or hard. I just think more. It's going to be beneficial
to who? Me.
Like me.
No,
like if it's
to
going to
me.
no. I just ask myself questions. Is it going to be beneficial? And the ones that even though I don't know if it's going to be beneficial, I just use past track record to judge the current situation. And
so far so good. It doesn't look like I've given you a bad advice.
No, I'm not at the cost
to regret that. I'm pointing you to something that is not good, right?
Yeah.
Well, even if you wake me up in my sleep, even if I was dreaming, I will always tell you the truth. But the only thing is, it's gonna be hard. I do the same thing to myself. Yes. Neostic, you're making a point. We are tired of people saying, you use me, let everyone date your level. If you are broke, go and look for a broke. If you know you are lazy, go and look for your lazy fellow folks. Don't be lazy and coming to be looking for a hardworking person. Have you ever seen all these rich girls, all these rich female influencers going to date a poor boy? They don't date poor people now. Yes, now, all those your celebrities that are single, female celebrities, do you see them coming to date poor people or going to date? So why must a rich influencer that is a male or a responsible guy that is doing well date a poor guy? You are bringing babe when get 6 figure or when get PhD like you. Forget that thing. We want to date up. We don't date down again. Everyone that comes on Fresh Show says he's strict, but the result of the tenacity shows with time. Everyone that comes here, they will tell you I'm strict. I don't play that game. I'm a village boy. I don't have anything to lose if I have to tell you the truth. IBK. Let's bring IBK live. So that means everything I tell you to do is for your own good, right? Not for my own good, right? They seems hard and strict, right? Yeah. But it pays off at the end of the day. True. And nobody say lie day in between when I tell you, right? No. Good. Now I'm glad to say this is not my client, it's my mentee. I didn't charge him. Instead, I will put money on top of.
Yeah, now me they collect money.
There were times he was coming to this place.
Came here, I've not had to pay you any phone bills. Just 1 month, the first month.
I have even forgotten that.
My coach.
Where are you going to? Today na first. Joe, see my friend. No. See my friend. Where
On
did
the
you go?
move, coach. I get some assignment to cover this morning.
Some assignment. Is it to bring food to this house? Because I know say your goosey soup they make sense die.
Abio.
IBK, how are you?
I'm
Happy
fine,
New Year.
coach. Happy New Year.
Everybody
Nice to have
you.
you guys.
Coach is strict. Everybody say your coach is strict. Me too, I'm strict to you.
Coach is strict, so I would not lie you. Let's be real. Let's be real. Because if you are not able to accept life the way it is, you might find it difficult with coach. Because coach is going to bring you to reality. And reality is reality. You know now, it's hard. So you're going to face life and you're going to learn how to do the right thing or do what you're supposed to do at that very time. Because time is money and time waits for nobody. Right. So, and coach is very time conscious. He doesn't want to repeat himself several times. So you too, you have to be attentive and you have to be determined. So if you are determined and your brain correct, you don't have problem with coach. If you are still playing around, you will get problem.
IBK, you're not going to make heaven. So you couldn't even defend me a little bit that he's true. He's soft, but he's this. No, you don't even have that in between your statements.
No, coach doesn't have time to waste. So he's busy. So if he gives you that 10 minutes, you need to be productive. You need to, that 10 minutes of his time he give you, you need to convert that to multiple as much as you can grab. Grab. Because before you see and grab again, it go difficult. So use your time wisely. Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I'm talking about myself. If I catch coach for 1 hour, ask him now, are they collect what I want collect, they ask question, they as
All right, guys. So there's something common about these two people. They've seen me face to face. They've seen me face to face, and they have something in common, both of them. They are very aggressive. Their soft skills are like sharper than the strike of a cobra. Both of them. Their soft skills, eh? You see how cobra will strike like this. That's what them be. Forget that they know book, but their soft skills, eh? When they enter you, you know they escape. You know they escape. So how they get to see me, because me know they allow my mentees see me. Oh, I want to relate with you online. But these two people, they have something in common. How they take enter me, reach my bedroom, is what I don't understand. They're very, very good. So that's why they can speak so much about this. And a lot of people can tell you that I can be very strict, but I don't look it. Because, listen, our papa no get money now, Joe. Our mama no get. You don't understand? And our parents do not have these exposures that we are having. So when you now have it, you are slacking. Who you won't blame?
your ancestors.
They will blame their parents. Even say they don't reach 25, they still blame their parents.
They're still blaming their parents. They're not taking responsibilities.
So again, IBK is here. She is one of my mentees that have brought me fortune, just like Joseph. I can't speak highly about her enough. This one are my blood. This one are stakeholder for this our domo. Even my wife has taken over. IBK go come house. I know go see her. My wife don't call up here and go one corner, go day one corner. So she's been a blessing to us and our generation. Just last week, she brought us shoes, myself and Joseph. Shoes, so she ordered shoes, come give us for this house for Christmas. Brought me t-shirts. I mean, I can't count it. Joseph go sit down for where he go sit down. He go shop me stuff, make I sit down. I don't they reap the benefits since they come. You don't understand? So I can't stop doing what I do. I want to see my fellow young people succeed and do the best we could do. Not because I give them money. Oh. Now I cut small soap, give them. They take a run. That's all I do. That's what I do. But the only thing is, me, I know say the thing when I go ask of you, it is hard. Forgive me. But that's the only way out. If when I see another alternative way, when I tell on, I say, okay, this is where to go. Joe, that our new client now, when I call you into, what else was I going to tell the young man? Make you go do PhD.
Be honest. No.
I mean, it wasn't a wise thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a wise thing. So I kept the options on the table, but this is the best option for you on this particular matter. And if you look, it's hard. But
Fred is well read. I think he knows a lot of things about everything.
I cannot come and because I want to make money from you. That I will not do. Okay, IBK, don't worry. I will repent this year.
Please do.
You see the word strict. I'll try to remove it and put strike.
All right, coach.
IBK, we need to make money this year.
Oh, very, very true. Very 100%. This year is money. This year is wealth. This year is wealth. This year is wealth to display. I'm telling you.
We need to crack our head on how that money is going to double.
It's going to come out. It's going to come out, coach. This year, I'm very positive. It's going to come out.
We need to
big.
Over it.
It's big move this year. This year is big things.
We need to arrange things this year.
As in, we need to very important. Very important. Visible things that people will see. Things. You know. Mm-hmm. You know what we're talking about.
Let me leave you. You're driving. Thanks for jumping in.
Joseph, catch you.
Yeah. All right. So now that you have gotten this concept, and anyway, you've gotten it since before now, but now you've seen the results of all the sacrifices, all the result that you've gotten. What would you tell young people one in terms of getting somebody to offer them such guidance early enough? What is that going to do for them?
I think like there's a dictum I heard. It says that it's better to stay in the shoulders of people so you can look ahead. It's like you're trying to climb a ladder. So one thing I would try to say is that even though you have things figured out, or make sure that you have somebody or you have persons who are giving you guidance that are cutting the excesses. Because one thing about people who have plan ahead is that they've made their mistakes and they will try to help you avoid them. Now, the second thing is that don't be too comfortable wherever you are. So, because if you probably making some money, or your parents are still giving you money, or even though you are making one small income, you're earning in dollars, you're in Nigeria or any country, so there's a possibility that you will be comfortable. So, and when you are comfortable, sometimes it's a problem. So there has to be a desire to like get more, get better. So, and that is also where a coach would help you see that look, whatever you think this is an accomplishment, it is, but there's still much more that can be done. So, and the other thing I will also say is just being able to put in the work, because even me myself, I'm not a coach, and maybe one or two, I have to guide people here and there, more people for anything. It frustrates me when I tell them to do something and they don't get to do them, and I'm like, you just wasted my time. Because this time I could use it to be sleeping. I will know that my body will tell me for it. Now me talking to you for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and you will ghost me for 3 months. You now come back and say, okay, let's continue from. Even me, I don't know what we said.
So you are still doing that. It's time to collect money.
So that's but now if you know that, I'll just point you to coach. So that's but I think just tell people that if you want to do something, just see through to it. Don't be the person that would start something, stop it, stop and stop, because all these things are really the life virtue that would eventually be the result. So it's not the result that you should focus on. So the results are just like a track record. Oh, this is an indication of who this person is, and whatever. When you look at person based on what Fred has been saying, right? Look at the track record, look at the results. So don't pay attention to the pain in the process, because the process will be sometimes painful. There were some things that I couldn't afford to think or buy. Like all my times of always coming to Fred place, I used to have to like book connecting flights. But this time around, I was comfortable with booking a straight flight because I knew that okay, right now I could afford it, right? So, and there are other things also. In Nigeria, I couldn't use an iPhone. So, but now it's like can wake
Easy
up tomorrow
peasy.
now and go and buy 10 iPhone. No, it's you that will pay for it. So, and I think there's just so many things to learn when you have somebody that is guiding you.
And that's why
like
we
you know,
created Gen Z Coaching Academy. And you will meet him if you send your child or you choose to go through that our Gen Z
Right,
Academy. Is for young people of 17 to 21. If you are more than 21, then we know the category that we are going to place you. But again, if you know you are not serious, if you know you are lazy, this is not for you. My service is not for you. If you know you are religiously spiritual, go and meet your pastor. Don't come to me. I'm not in that category. That's why I said, if my boy is going to get married, he marries up. If you are lazy, go and look for a lazy person to marry. If you are living in the African narrative, go and look for African narrative people to marry. Okay? If you want to date your class, date people in your level. You can't be lazy and look for a hardworking person. It doesn't work like that. Even to be homely as a woman, Joe, you know now, if you meet a homely woman, they are very hardworking. They keep your children very spiffy. They always cook and keep them home. You will see some of these our young girls. They can't even do anything inside the house. They look for a hardworking man. It doesn't work like that. Times are changing. Okay? So we need to be able to do things differently. Thank you so much, Joe, for always coming by.
so much.
I'll try to bring you back one more time before you go back to San Antonio. But in all this, you don't have to hire me as a coach. You don't have to come to me. Look out for people who can be honest to give you proper guidance. That's all I keep saying. Make less mistakes. Don't be corny. There's something about Joe. Joe know the lie give me. No matter as he bad rich, he go tell me. I say, hey, Joe, You don't happen, you don't happen. No, yeah, let's fix it. Let's look at how we're gonna play around it. He will tell me mistakes are bound to happen, but you come and try playing unnecessary sense when it don't make sense, or try to play around with your words when you don't need it. I remember one of those times he was coming here and he was beginning to mice flight. I said, no, don't worry, I got it. Don't mice. I'll pay the flight for you. I mean, now he didn't ask me, but when we were looking at the flight, the way he was trying to, I just knew that okay, my boy is still. Don't worry, I got you. I cover it up. But now he was calling me, say, "Ah, Fred, I booked a straight flight." I said, "Yup, my boy is talking." That's how to go about it. We can't tell you so much he has done in this short time he's been in the US, and that's a beauty of having somebody to look up to. Now, translate this. Picture the way Indians are behaving. Indians don't do menial job, would you? They don't.
200, 300 kg of the
Right. So what that means is that when they bring their brothers or they bring people, they guide them and cause soap for them. That's what I want to be doing. That's what I've been doing. They put in the work. The Indian people are very hardworking. They don't do menial jobs.
Yeah.
Why would Joe come to America, do PhD, call they do menial job? She won't come to America. She was making 6,000, 7,000 in America, I mean in Nigeria now. If you see the way I want Yaba, I said, come on for there. No, they tell me that nonsense. After some time, the thing sank in his head. He decided to listen. You need people that will tell you to your face the reality of life. He did not spend a week in North America. He said, Fred, you were right though. What you were saying was true. So if you don't have someone that tells you the truth, you are missing out. Happy New Year. We'll see you again. You need to go see Grandma. We will send you pictures. Grandma's is 72 today.
Oh.
Yeah, we are going to see Grandma and go and do happy birthday for her at the nursing home. Love you guys. It was nice meeting you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.